Okay. Now we're ready. Okay. Here we go.
All right, hit that shit.
What's up, everybody? This is Podcast Game Oververse episode 190. 190 for Thursday, September the 19th, 2024. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, aka Cumdy, in the Roundtable Podcast Discord. Joined by Rick. What's up?
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Rick here, aka I don't know. I might not know anything else. I don't know where I was going with that joke.
No, when I went into the Discord, they were
Yeah, I
talking
remember you
about
told me he called you Cumby.
some Cumdy game on Steam, which it seemed like they were like surprised that there's a porn game. Oh my God, there's a porn game on Steam. Yeah, there's like thousands of them, but for some reason they were like fixated on this one. Anyway. Yeah.
What's wrong with that? Like, I like porn. I like games. So,
Well, that's the thing I like about.
Fusion Ha.
That's why. Oh shit. That's what I like about. That's the thing I like about video games in general is that, or just art in general, is that everyone has their own flavor of shit. You know, some people like chocolate, some people like vanilla, and then some people like other shit. You can get whatever you like and whatever art you enjoy, and that's the beauty of it. Games are no different.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can, whatever you want to get into, you can get into it. And then it's like, action games, fighting games, porn. It's all, the world is your oyster.
Yeah. Fitness games, which I started dipping my toe into a new genre that I've there's a whole like fitness games thing that I just was not aware of really. So what turned into just me looking at a fitness game because it sounded interesting. It sparked this whole thing now where I kind of just want to experiment and analyze the whole genre and just see what is like really happening with this shit.
Yeah.
So last week I spent every night last week playing fitness boxing Fist of the North Star. Almost it like initially like a joke, almost just like, oh, this sounds cool, it sounds funny, or it sounds like, Fist of the North Star. I bet that's going to be pretty intense. The game that's here, I think last time I talked about this, I was just starting it. Now that I've done a full week of it every day, I have to say, this game is fucking dog shit.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that.
It is.
Okay.
Now, let me be clear. The fitness part of it is really good. Like, you can set, I didn't even know the Switch could do this, but you can set an alarm. You can set an alarm. It's like, hey, this is the time I want to do my workout every day. And you can set an alarm and it'll, like, on and like light up and shit. Based on whatever time you set. I didn't even know the Switch could do that. But
I didn't either.
Apparently you can do alarms on it. And it's really cool. It'll like you after the first day, the second day is really ask you a bunch of questions on like what you're trying to focus on for your workout. And so you can say like, hey, I want to do a full body workout. I want to do like this intensity, and here's how much I weigh right now, and here's my target weight. It tracks how many calories you burn for each workout. And it's really cool in that regard of just tracking your progression and keeping you motivated to work out. Like the fitness part, and then the actual workouts are like they're great in terms of the cardio. Like you're not gonna build any muscle doing this shit. You're just punching. You're just throwing punches at the air.
Yeah.
So really, it's just to get your heart rate up and do a little bit of cardio.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. The part that's bad is like the video game part. It's like mind-numbingly repetitive, especially when you're doing it every day, and it just locks in. It locks in on this like soundtrack that for me kept playing the exact same song over and over and over again. I was getting so triggered every time I would hear this song. Like I would hear it in my sleep and I'd be so fucking annoyed. I was like, oh my god, this fucking song. Little did I know I'd accidentally like favorite. You can like favorite. You can mark some of the tracks as favorites, and then when you do that, only those songs will come up automatically. And I had accidentally marked one song as a favorite.
Well, that's not the game's fault. That's your fault.
It is the game's fault because it shouldn't, like, if it's a favorite, I mean, whatever. It should like cycle through all the songs and then just be like, oh, you want to, like, here's your favorite. No, it is there. Fuck you. No, I realized the mistake I made and I turned it off and it still played that song.
I favorited the song and the game played the song I favorited, but fuck the game for playing that song.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know what it meant when you like favorite it. I don't even think I favored it on purpose. I think I just, because the Switch has like, it swaps the buttons around. So if you're like used to A, B, X, Y on every other platform, they swap the buttons around. So anyway, I'm just
okay. They don't swap the buttons around. If you want to be technical here, they came up with that button layout first, like the Super Nintendo.
Sure,
is what had that button layout.
We've evolved past. They're the only ones hanging on to that shit. So
they're hanging on to it because that was their control scheme. Microsoft copied them. Microsoft was like, oh, let's just change it around a little bit, and then that, yeah, okay, fuck you. Anyway,
it uses the even I mean, most of the music in the game is just like, it sounds like this license free, royalty free, just we got this from some network and we're just putting it in the game, which is what it sounds like. However, I did get like a copyright claim on one of those videos where some song was playing.
Okay, so maybe it's like Fist of the North Star music. I've never watched Fist of the North Star.
I've never seen it, but yeah. I think it is. Some of it is probably from the anime, but I don't know. It all sounds like super repetitive. Is
there like a modern Fist of the North Star I can watch, or I have to go back to like the 80s OV? Like,
they've probably like remastered it for like Blu-ray or something, but I would imagine it's they've not like remade it or anything. I don't think they usually do that for anime.
They do.
Well, they'll like remaster
they'll remake it. Devilman Crybaby got that's like a remake of the OVA Devilman anime. And what's that other one?
That seems like an outlier. I don't think they like.
No, there's like another anime that did it. What's it fucking called? It's like a samurai anime. Dude has like a sword arm. No. The story is that like when he was born, like someone made a deal with like some demons, so they took away like everything from him. So like he's just like a hunk of like meat. Like they took his eyes, his sight, his senses, and as he grew up, like his dad made like a puppet body for him, and he uses that to go and like fight these demons and get his like pieces back. I can't remember what the fuck that show's called. It's like an old black and white anime. Shit. And it got a remake like a couple years ago.
I mean, yeah, okay, sure. If shit's that old, then yeah, they'll probably remake it. But there's a lot of classics. Yeah, there's a lot of like classics like from the 80s and 90s that I'm sure they haven't really touched. Like Cowboy Bebop is a good example where they keep re-releasing that shit on Blu-ray with like different modifications, but they haven't really they don't like remake it, they'll just like.
Yeah, there's another one too, like some old like Host Club, like that got a remake too, and that was from like the 2000s.
Uh.
Like it's yeah, we're going down a rabbit hole, but like yeah, it's not impossible. It's not unheard of.
Okay, well,
I'm sure
I'm
like
saying.
some really popular stuff like Dragon Ball's never gonna get a remake. But
Well, it has. I think Super is a remake, or
now Super's a new season.
they remade Dragon Ball Z.
There's been Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Kai, is it Kai? Yeah,
which
that's a remake.
is like a cut. Which is a cut. No, it's the original footage, just like recut.
Well,
Take out
no, because they re-voiced everything.
Yeah, it doesn't make it a remake. Like it's just like it's a
that qualifies, I think.
Silent Hill 2 redid the voices. Is that a remake or is that a re-release? Like,
I would consider that a remake. You're changing the original
the PS3,
shit.
the HD collection of Silent Hill 2. That's a remake to you. So there's the HD collection we got like PS3 360 is the same level of like detail as the Silent Hill 2 remake coming out this year.
I'm not saying it's the same level of detail visuals wise.
But they're classified the same way. They're both remakes, right? So they're going to the same classification.
I would consider that a remake. Yeah, I would consider that a
remake.
And
is a remaster versus a remake.
No, remaster. Remaster is just remaster is just you're running it through an AI and it's just up-resing and maybe it's cleaning the audio a little bit. Like you're not modifying any of the original shit other than just increasing the level of detail that was already there. Remake is just you're replacing shit.
Now, remake is you're remaking it. Like that's the definition.
No.
Like if you're using any original stuff, it's not a remake anymore. Like it's a remaster.
No. You're wrong.
Oh my god, we're not arguing about this.
Anyway,
what the fuck are we talking about? Yeah,
this is North Star. Here, the problem I had with it is like the game part. I feel like the game part of it, it's no different than like popping in just like a P90X DVD and just doing that over and over every day. You get the same level of interactivity here than you would with just popping in a DVD. Because here's what I thought would happen is that the more you progressed, the workout would progress as well. Like it would start introducing new workouts to do as you progressed. So once you're like, a couple days in, it's like, okay, you've graduated to doing uppercuts now. You've graduated to doing, different moves. But it literally gives you the same exact workout every single day. The same shit.
I'm sure picking the same song every day doesn't.
No, you don't pick the song. It just gives you the song too.
If you favorite it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't even give you the option to unfavorite the song unless you go into like a specific. You just haven't
found it. I'm sure it does.
No, it does.
Haven't found it.
It does if you go into like a specific menu.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's just a bad video game. I feel like the video game part of, like, if you need a video game to encourage you to do fitness, this is not going to do a good job at it because the game that's here is bad.
And I see what you mean. It doesn't do a good job gamifying it. It's just a workout still.
And then you're like using the Joy-Con, and they're so painfully inaccurate that you can do any fucking move. You can move the controllers in any way, but as long as like it's just looking at the accelerometers to hit like a certain value, and then that's when it considers you to you did the thing. But you can do any move. It wants you to do like jab, uppercut, straight, hook.
That's why it's such a hard balance to get right of like the gamifying like a task thing.
Yeah.
Like I think the only thing I can see that's done it right is Rocksmith, and I haven't even like played that yet. But from what I've seen of it, it looks like it does a good job gamifying things like
I played
scales.
Rocksmith. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but so there is a game that does the fitness. There is a game that does the fitness correctly, from what I hear, and that's Ring Fit Adventure.
Oh, I have heard of that one. Yeah, because it's like an RPG, but you're doing like
but it has
fitness movements.
It has a ring, and it also has a leg strap, so it knows what your position is they can track your position, and they can track, you have this ring where that has a Joy-Con attached, and they can track the position of that ring. And it uses more than just the, accelerometer values. It uses like the actual gyroscope to know it's, your positioning. So it's like, from what I hear, it's fucking great. And it's still like $90. Like it's still full price.
Yeah.
The game came out like
it came
4
out.
years
It came
ago.
out during COVID. Yeah, it came out during COVID. It was sold out all through COVID because people were buying it so they can work out at home.
Yeah. But I hear it's fantastic. So that's my next adventure. I'm gonna start tonight. Yeah. I'm gonna start tonight with that every day, and we're gonna continue this little experiment of just checking out like fitness games, man. It's just like it's a different genre that I've known existed, but I've never dipped my toe into. I'm not really analyzing it from a fitness perspective.
Yeah.
I'm analyzing it from like a video game perspective, and
which is the best way to do it, because like you're in that market. You don't really care about the fitness side of it, but you want something that's going to gamify it for you. Yeah. Maybe you can drop some pounds while you're doing it, even better.
Yeah, exactly. So, Fist of North Star, I do not recommend. I give it a 2 out of 5, just because the fitness that's there is good. Like, you will get a workout, definitely, but it's not going to be fun. You're going
it's so funny when you first played it, you're kind of like, oh, this is pretty cool, I'm into it.
Yeah, but
and you cooled off substantially since then. It's so funny to me,
because I thought it was going to evolve, like I thought it gives you like this workout, like daily workout, and I thought that was going to evolve into like, okay, you're going to graduate as you get better, and we track your stats, and we're tracking everything, so we know exactly where you are, and we're going to adjust the workout accordingly. But it doesn't at all. It gives you the same exact shit every fucking day. It's so mind-numbingly boring. Like, I do not like the monotony of just doing the same shit over and over every day, because I could just pop in a DVD, and I could just do that. P90X, and there you go. It's the same shit. So, yeah, that's that's Fist of the North Star, fitness boxing.
It's funny you bring up P90X, because like I'll argue P90X has like more to it, because I don't know if you've seen P90X, but it's like a stack of DVDs.
Yeah,
and it's like here's my 3-month plan, and like it's the DVD you play like month 1, the DVD you play month 2. Like it's a different workout. Like it's changing workouts as you progress through it, which is like this is not doing. This is less than P90X if you want to be technical here.
Yeah. And yeah, I've tried P90X, not the full suite of it, but I've like loaded it up just a little bit just to check it out. And yeah, but it's the same shit. Like, it gives you the workout, and you just do it with a guy on the screen who's like, yeah, keep it up. But the like Joy-Con is so inaccurate that you might as well just be like not using it, because you'll do the movements and it'll just be like, you missed, or your timing was off, and it's just like, boy, fuck you, I did the shit, you're just bad, you can't track it. It's frustrating. Played some more Star Wars Outlaws.
All right.
And you want to talk about another game that just starts out strong and then just declines the more you play it. Star Wars Outlaws is is the one for you.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
What cooled you off on it?
You put Outlaws in the title expecting to do some outlaw shit, but you cannot. It restricts you. Like, you can't pull your gun out whenever you want. You can't just shoot shit whenever you want. Like, it's almost like a GTA.
So what you're saying is you can't shoot first.
Correct. No, you're absolutely correct. Yes.
All right.
You cannot shoot first, and it just it like starts out great, because you don't. Again, it's the same thing. You're playing it, and when you start out, it's like really exciting because you get this huge open world. It's fucking beautiful. exploration is great because they hide a lot of stuff in the landscape and in the terrain, so it just makes you want to explore and climb shit and like check out what's on this mountain. There's just always stuff just around. um but then you play the fucking game and you realize, oh, this story is just not great. Oh, this flying, you get into space and you're like, oh, the flight is just not great. Like it just automatically locks on to everything, like all of it just doesn't give you enough freedom. And you're thinking, I'm supposed to be a fucking outlaw. The whole point of being an outlaw is that I get the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want. I'm an outlaw. I'm not gonna have you tell me what I can and can't do. But that's all this game does. It just tells you what you can and can't do. So you go out into space and you cannot fucking just you can't just do shit in space. You have no like direct control. It doesn't play like a space game when you're in space. Like it's like a third person shooter when you're in space. Like the right stick just looks in the direction you want to look, and like the left stick just goes forward and back. It just controls your like thrusters and shit.
Oh, come on, man. Even Starfield got that right. Like
if you spin around upside down, it like corrects you, because in space there is no like up and down in space. But in this game, if you go upside down, it like auto corrects you to what it tells you is, no, this is what up is, and we're gonna auto correct you if you turn upside down. It's like the stupidest shit. When you're like in combat, you literally just hold the left trigger and it just locks on. It just stickies yourself to, it just auto locks to whatever your target is. And you just hold L1 or L2 and you just pull the trigger, and it's just automatic shit. It's just so mind-numbingly boring. In much the same way that fitness boxing was, and that you start seeing the areas where they didn't put enough attention. Like you can see where it could have been great if they took the rails off and kind of opened this up a little fucking more. Like it's a stealth game, like first and foremost. So you have a gun, but they don't want you to use it. They disincentivize you from using it, because if you start killing fuckers, then your like wanted level goes up, or if you're killing members of a certain faction, your reputation with them goes down. So it's better to just kill them with your fists, because it doesn't actually count as a kill. And then you can your like reputation will go down, or like that no one will your wanted level won't go up with the imps. Yeah, it's just like the more you play it, it's just you start like noticing how polished the front end of it is, and then how unpolished it is the more you progress, because it is a very buggy game, very buggy, and it doesn't like show itself until you like get further in, to where they're like, yeah, we made sure the front half of this was great, but once you get into that back half, it's almost like Baldur's Gate. Like when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, it was in early access for a while. Like those first 2 acts were the parts where they polished the most, because that was what was out. And then when it finally came out, that third act came out, people got to that and realized how unpolished it was, and now they're still like patching and updating that game to like polish up that like back end of it. It's the same thing. It's like you can tell where they really focused here, because the first impressions of this is like through the roof. I was like really happy. I was like defending this game. I was like, I don't know what these people are talking about. This game is great. But the more you play, it's like, nah, dog.
Well, that's a bummer. Like the game was cool, but I feel like that's kind of the Ubisoft thing. Like it starts out super strong, really polished, and then as you go into it, like the Ubisofty like copy paste cookie cutter open world stuff starts to like shine out more and more.
Yeah. And I was light on it because I did not pay $70 to play it. I paid $18 on Ubisoft Plus, and that's about how much I think this game is worth. Like the thing, it's like not a bad game, but it is though. But it is, and that's like, I don't know. That's the thing. Some of the like stealth sequences in particular are like both like boringly shitty, and also broken in a lot of ways, because the stealth is just inconsistent. Sometimes just one guy will see you and he'll walk over and you can just take him out, but then other times one guy will see you and then instantly seven other guys will be like, what was that? And they'll come over and you're like, how the fuck did seven guys get triggered here when like none of them were in range of anything that happened right here? It's like it's super inconsistent in the like detection to like a frustrating degree where I was like, this is fucking bullshit. And it's just so unfun to use your gun because the gun is weak, like, and the stealth is boring. So like you don't want to do the stealth because it's slow and boring, but they don't let you really use the gun because it's so weak and there's like so many enemies that you're just not gonna be able to take them out. Yeah, so it just has this like balance that's just not quite fun in any regard. Yeah, so yeah, I think I'm done with it. I'm going to uninstall it and not play it again. And I think my next game is going to be UFO 50, which just came out. So I might check that out, or load up some old shit. I wanted to get into Devil May Cry. I wanted to play the trilogy. So I might
Yes, dude. Yes,
do
dude.
that.
Okay. Here's what you're gonna do. Okay. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna start with 1.
Yeah.
Skip 2. Do not play 2.
I want to play 2.
Skip
just
2.
to.
Don't play 2. Just don't play 2. Play 2. It is seriously that bad. Do not play 2. Or if you do, just go into it with the frame of mind that it's awful and expect not to finish.
Well, yeah, I already know that though.
Yeah.
I already know that going in.
Expect not to finish it. For Devil May Cry 3, you got some options. I recommend the Switch port of Devil May Cry 3.
Is it really that much better than the other ones?
Yeah. It's got a whole new system. So, oh god, you're gonna get me talking now. Devil May Cry 3, when it came out, it was the first Devil May Cry to have the style system, which is super cool. Like all the modern Devil May Cry games have that when you play as Dante, the style system. Basically, it switches your character style around, and that determines the abilities you could have. So, Swordmaster gives you extra sword attacks. Trickster lets you like teleport, jump around. Royal Guard lets you block stuff. Gunslinger lets you do some cool gun tricks. The problem is Devil May Cry 3, when that came out, you can only pick one style at a time. That was the style you ran with through the entire level that you picked. If you want to switch it with your weapons, you can only have 2 main weapons and 2 ranged weapons out of like the entire collection of weapons the game gives you. Every Devil May Cry after that let you switch all your weapons and your style on the fly. The Switch port, Devil May Cry 3, has a new campaign that lets you do that. And it is, in my opinion, the best way to play Devil May Cry 3. Because it puts it in line with the later games they're doing. You can make the argument that wasn't the intent of the game, though. No, but that is the intent of the series, because literally every fucking game after that did that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I will get into. Yeah, I will get into this the trilogy.
Good.
And we'll finally, because I've played a little bit of like most of the Devil May Cry games, I think, and but never really like dug into them. I own them all on Steam, so.
Oh yeah.
I think once I get into like DMC and 4 and 5 and shit, I'll do those on PC. But I think I'm gonna do the trilogy on. Well, I'm gonna do 1 and 2. I think on PS2, and then I guess I'll do 3 on Switch.
Yeah.
And then all the other ones on PC.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you absolutely have to, you can play it on Steam. If you absolutely have to, and just, but like honestly, the style switching is so much. It adds so much to the game. Some people argue it breaks a little bit, and it kind of does, but it's like in the best way that it breaks. Like I love it. And honestly, like you could, it's a lot of fun. Just trust me. That's the it puts it in line with the later games, so you kind of know what you're getting into. with 4 and 5 by playing 3 with this system.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you starting your Devil May Cry journey. Speaking of Devil May Cry, I bought. I think I told you like last year I bought DMC, the Devil May Cry like reboot.
Yeah.
Which not bad. It's not a bad action game. Like people who are complaining about it are like wrong. It's a perfectly serviceable and sometimes I might say fun action game, especially Definitive Edition. Which by the way, Definitive Edition is only available on current and the last gen console. So don't play that on Steam. You got to get that on console.
Okay, why? What's the difference there?
Definitive Edition changes a lot of the shit that the issues people had with the base game. Like literally, like everything that people had a complaint with, like they got rid of. Even Virgil's hat, people were bitching about it. They got rid of it. Definitive Edition. Like it's
okay. I don't know if I want the. I don't know if I want to play the woke version.
okay. A hat. But no, okay. If you want a fucking breakdown, dude, okay. It completely changed all the collectibles now. So instead of like having to collect like 3 different types of keys for one door, now it's just 1 key per door, which works so much better. It lets you toggle between whether you want to hold lock or toggle lock. It lets you switch between control styles. So if you prefer the way Devil May Cry plays, you can do that. It gives you an option to change how Devil Trigger works, so it works more like the original game. It got rid of a lot of the really annoying enemies that can only be killed by a certain amount of weapons. So that's great. You don't have to use that specific weapon to kill that specific enemy now. It's still more effective, but you're not forced to use it, and you won't drop your combo if you accidentally hit an enemy with the wrong type of weapon. God, there's like a whole Excel sheet of like stuff that they changed. It made the game so much better. 60 FPS is another big one. I should have probably started with that.
It's not 60 FPS on
not
PC?
By default. Nope, not by default. I think you gotta like fuck around with it.
Is it on Switch?
DMC? No.
Oh. Yeah, I'm either gonna play it on Switch or, well, I guess I could play it on PS4. Is it on PS4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitive Edition, yeah.
Maybe I'll have to do that. Why?
Yeah, it's super weird. It's not available. Yeah, I don't know why it's not available on PC, but if you look up like DMC on Steam right now, it won't be Definitive Edition. Just DMC Devil May.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have to put like a separate thing out for it. They could just patch the current version.
You'd think so, but they didn't.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I will dip into some Devil May Cry. Absolutely.
Dope. I'm excited.
Yeah, there's just a number of games that I've should be ashamed for not having played. And yeah, Devil May Cry franchise is one of them.
Dope. I'm excited for you. I really am. Legitimately excited.
Okay, what have you been up to?
So same shit, different day, man. I'm playing the Castlevania Dominus collection still. Incredible collection. Still, dude, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second, because I'm scrolling through YouTube, and man, I don't even want to bring this up, but
what?
Why is there in my recommendation 1 day ago, Raven's Dolphin Car Scam Saga Part 1?
Wait, what?
Scam and Prime Day. I'm gonna put this in my watch later. Has Raven turned into the very thing that he hates the most, which is DSP? I'm sorry I had to bring that up, but that's, I don't know what the fuck that is. I haven't followed anything Raven's been doing for
me neither. Not since he left the channel. Like,
he used
what
to be.
Is this?
We used to work with him. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but that
only used with Pepsi. Is that What is this? Okay, I'll check this out later. Yeah. What the hell? Well, Dave Raven, man, what you get yourself into, bro? Like, all right, I'll check this out later. Fucking where was I? Yeah, Castlevania Dominus Collection. Fucking incredible collection. Incredible collection. I'm playing Dawn of Sorrow right now. I think I told you I was going the long way around. So
Yeah.
I replayed Aria of Sorrow on the Advanced Collection, and I'm playing Dawn of Sorrow right now in the Dominus Collection. And it's incredible, dude. Like, it's a great port of these games. It feels really good to play. The grinding is super fucking annoying in Dawn of Sorrow. Like, I bitched about it a little bit last week, but now that I'm a couple hours into it, I'm like, this kind of sucks. I don't like how annoying this grinding is. But it's still a fun game. A lot of customization with the way the soul system works, gives you a lot of ways to play. I beat Portrait of Ruin already, so I can say that's incredible too. Not my favorite of the DS trilogy, but it's still really good. It does its own thing. Dawn of Sorrow, excellent exploration, even if it has a lot of grindy bits. And I'm excited to play Order of Ecclesia once I'm done with that. But yeah, incredible game. Incredible game. My only complaint for Switch, I wish there was a way, because you can decide how you want the screen to be laid out, right? You can have, it's a DS game. So you can decide, like, you want to split the screen in half down the middle for the top and bottom screen, or do you want to maybe split it in half down the middle, but you can have the left screen be a little bit bigger, the right screen a little bit smaller, so you have more, real estate to work with when you're actually playing. I wish there was an option to play it vertically, you know what I mean? So, like, holding your Switch vertically, top screen on top, bottom screen on bottom, you know what I mean? I wish there was a way to do that.
Like a Tate mode.
Yeah, Tate mode, exactly. I wish there was a way to do that. Which, by the way, I didn't know what Tate was until, like, yesterday when I Googled it. I wish there was a way to do that, because they sell, like, vertical Switch mounts. Yeah. That you can just, like, dock into your Switch and play vertically. If they had that, it'd be perfect.
If they, well, I guess I was gonna say they would have to give you the thing, but I mean, if you have the thing, they could offer the mode, and then if you have the stand for it, then you could do it. They don't necessarily have to force you to play that way.
Yeah, I mean, it would work on PC too. You just flip your monitor, like, vertically. Most monitors support that.
Yeah, I mean, I would not be able to do that with my, like, 60-inch, but
oh yeah, probably not. But just to have it be an option would be great. Yeah. There's already, like, mods on Steam to do that, and people are playing it like that right now on Steam, and I'm like, that's cool. I wish the Switch had a version like that. Just give me the option. I'll fucking buy the mount myself, because those mounts are like $20. They're not expensive, so I would totally buy that mount to play it that way. But that's not a thing, and it makes me sad. If they had a version like that, it'd be perfect. I could use the bottom screen as like a touch screen. Like, I can play it the way, like, the game came out. Like, I could totally do that. And yeah, it makes me sad. Where was I? I was gonna say something. But yeah, it's an incredible collection of games. Dawn of Sorrow is great. Like, all the games on here are solid games. And the fact that you get an extra game, 2 more games on top of that, right? Castlevania, or Haunted Castle, and a Haunted Castle remake. That's awesome. That's a fucking great collection of games. That's like 5 games for like $20, $25, $5 a game. Yeah, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it.
I definitely want to get into these. It's been a while since I played some good Castlevania, you know? I mean, I play a lot of Metroidvania games, so I feel like my thirst has been sated, I guess, every once in a while for these. But there's nothing nothing quite like just a straight up fucking Castlevania, you know?
Yeah, and these games are great. Start with the Advanced Collection's not expensive. I recommend starting with that, obviously. Circle of the Moon and Harmony of Dissonance are very divisive. I like Circle of the Moon, but that and Harmony of Dissonance are the only Castlevania games I haven't beaten. because
I
they're
played the advanced ones. Well, like I have
yeah,
those like on the original, not the original,
yeah,
but like on emulator. I've played the
yeah,
original GBA ones, so
yeah.
I think I'm good
Okay, so
on
have you
those.
finished them?
All right, what's the one that's like Symphony? There's one that's like Symphony, and there's like the other one.
You could argue Harmony of Dissonance is a lot like Symphony. There's three Castlevania Advance games.
Oh, were there three of them?
Yeah, there's Circle of the Moon, which
One
was
of
the
them is
first one they did.
one of them is very much not like Symphony, but I don't remember the name. The names
You
are
could
always like
probably argue Circle of the Moon,
the Circle of the
but
Moon.
Circle of the Moon is still like Metroidvania, right? It's just
Yeah,
your movement is it's very old school Castlevania movement in
yeah,
a Metroidvania setting, which can be very annoying to play through, which is why I never finished it, which is why a lot of people didn't finish it,
yeah.
which is why a lot of people consider it to be the worst one. But the DSS system is so fucking cool, and I wish they'd bring that back for later games, but they don't, and it makes me sad. Then you have Harmony of Dissonance, which is probably closer to Symphony of the Night because the character looks a lot like Alucard. And it's got this like dash that's like broken, but it's also it has its own issue because the audio is so compressed. Because they made the game very visually beautiful, huge sprite work, very varied sprites, but to do that they had to tone down the music, so the music sounds like dog shit. It's very compressed. Even these re-releases have very compressed audio, which makes me sad. And then Aria of Sorrow, which is the best of the trilogy,
Yeah, that might have been the one I
very
played.
close to Symphony. It's also very close to Symphony, but that one also lets you like that's the one that like you kill a monster, you can get its soul, and then its soul gives you like a special power. That one's probably close to Symphony too. More in like exploration and how the exploration's handled, but it's still not very much not Symphony. Yeah, but those are the three. Honestly, you could take or leave Circle and Harmony, but Aria is like the required playing. I would argue that's the best one. That's the one that's worth beating. And it's not long. You can beat it in like 5 hours and get like the best ending. Like, it's pretty easy. And the DS games are all great. Like you won't go wrong with any of them.
Yeah, Arya is the one I played. I'm looking at my retro achievements.
Oh, that's what you play. Okay, that's a good one. Dawn of Sorrow is a sequel to Aria. I think it's just like a year later. So, yeah. I still recommend if you can, if you haven't beaten Aria in a while, replay it. It's not a long game. You could beat it in a couple hours. But I still recommend like beating Aria just because you can appreciate the improvements Dawn made a lot more. But you can also be more critical of like the bullshit Dawn does too. So yeah. Like I have a lot of grievances with Dawn. As incredible as it is, I have a lot of grievances with it. And the Dominus Collection does not fix all of them. So yeah. If you can't tell, I fucking love these games. And I have like a lot of opinions.
They're great. That's why they make so many of them.
Yeah.
There's so many like clones out there. It has its own
they're
genre.
great. Yeah, they're great. They're incredible games. And I'm playing through the DS collection right now. I'm beating Dawn. I played Portrait. I'm beating Dawn right now. Once I'm done with Dawn, I'll hop into Order of Ecclesia, which right now is my favorite. We'll see if it's still my favorite after playing them back to back to back like this. So, yeah, we'll see. What's the matter, booger? This kid's been sick the past like 2 days. He's got like a runny nose.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I think I'm starting to catch like a scratch in my throat. So I'm like,
I feel like I'm starting to get sick because I got a little cough.
Yeah, I got like a scratch in my throat, and like my right nostril is like very like stuffed. So I'm like, oh god, I can feel it's coming on or something. I have to take tomorrow off. But yeah, Dawn of Sorrow, incredible. Dominus Collection's incredible. Definitely worth it. It's not expensive, and you get some fucking awesome, incredible games. I'm also playing Gunfire Reborn right now because
Yeah.
It was on sale on Steam. If you guys don't remember, I was really hot on that game when it was on Game Pass. They fucking took it off Game Pass. They delisted, not just Game Pass, they delisted it off of Microsoft completely. So
Wait, you can't even if you bought it, you couldn't
I
play
don't know.
it?
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it, so I couldn't tell you. But I can tell you, if you bought it on Xbox or Microsoft Store, you fucked up. Because now that's delisted, they're not updating the game anymore.
But see, but that's how that goes to show how like fucked up those like Windows Store versions are, because they're never updated as frequently as Steam, and it's just the worst version to play compared to if it's on Steam or Epic or something.
Exactly. I remember when it finally came out on Game Pass when I played it. A lot of the text was still in Chinese. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah. It was like untranslated shit still, which I thought was a feature.
Yeah, no, it turns out like the Steam version had that shit fixed a long time ago. We were getting a much older build of the game. So, and the Steam version's like so far ahead, it's like insane. Like there's like a bunch of DLC for it that was never available on the Windows Store version. The game has seasonal content, which I didn't know was a thing for this game.
Shit.
Yeah, so I've been playing through that like a madman.
Does it have cross-platform play?
I don't know.
Because
Probably
that's the biggest thing you want out of like any game like this, is to be able to play with your friends on no matter where they are.
Well, what else is it available on?
It's on like every console.
Coach Carter, what's that?
I'm watching a PlayStation trailer. There's a PS5 and PS4 trailer. This came out a year ago.
They delisted it on the Xbox store, so I don't know. Like, it's
on like Xbox. Too? Like, wait, I thought you meant like the Windows Store. You mean like Xbox?
Yeah, the entire Xbox ecosystem, like the rest of the game.
No way. It is on PlayStation. It's $20 on the PlayStation Store.
What's wrong, Booger?
Yeah, no. Well, maybe just PlayStation, but still, I want cross-platform so I can just play with people. You know, I mean, it has a huge audience on PC alone, but you know, I got friends on console who I'd love to play with, or you know, I got friends on, you get friends on other platforms. It should be just everyone could just play with everyone, no matter where they are.
No, I agree, but it's not always available on those other platforms, so that's why I was like confused. But yeah. But yeah, that's the version I'm playing right now on Steam, and it's still good. It's still a good fucking game. It's a great game. It's basically a roguelike Borderlands without all the cringy dialogue.
That's all I want from Borderlands.
Yeah. And the fact that it's like a roguelike, most people are like, well, I don't like roguelike stuff. Well, it gets you right into like the thick of the shit, like immediately.
Yeah.
I'm not running through a 20-hour campaign and then playing another 10 hours in true Vault Hunter mode to get to the build I want.
But I personally like building my character up. I like upgrading my equipment and
you can do that in this one.
Yeah, but it's only for that run, and then you start over.
Yeah.
I like building. I like building a character. It's I like building a character and a loadout, but not.
What I'll argue is cool with this is that it kind of forces you into a loadout. So it forces you to learn the character, not just with like the meta build for that character, but also like maybe some sub builds you can come up with to make that character viable. And I like that for this game. I do. I like that for this game a lot. It's a lot of fun being able to do that shit. I haven't played any of the DLC characters. I didn't buy the DLC, so I just bought the base game. I might go back in and get the DLC later, but the DLC was not as discounted as the base game is, so that's why I didn't do it. The base game was like half off, so that's why I bought it. But the DLC characters are like 10% off, so I'm like, I'll wait on the DLC. So far, I'm having a lot of fun with the base game, man. It's incredible. Like, everyone should be playing this. I know I say that with every game I'm into, but everyone should be playing this game.
It's a good game.
Yeah, it's a great game. Sub note. Not gaming related, but I had to talk to someone about this. I am watching a new show. Hold on.
Side note, I've been playing Grim Dawn. I didn't put this in the notes, but I've been playing a lot of Grim Dawn. Guys, if you've not played Grim Dawn and you're into the Diablo shit, dude, Grim Dawn is so fucking good. I like the multi-class system where you pick two classes and you combine their traits in crazy ways. And it's super fun. And I think I fucked up and picked like two classes that just don't jive well, which I guess you can do, but I picked like the gun class and the magic class, thinking I could just like enhance my gun abilities with like magic. And so far, maybe I'm just bad at the game, but so far it's not. I've not been able to combine those in a way that seems meaningful so far. They put out a shitload of updates for Grim Dawn. That's what made me go back, because that game is kind of old, but they're like dedicated. They've been dedicated to keeping it updated. I was talking about Grim Dawn just a little bit.
Oh, incredible game! Yeah,
they've been dedicated to updating that game significantly. So I keep going back to it and just falling into it again, man. It's way more difficult now than I remember it being. Some of like the bosses or the elites are just so fucked up, or maybe it's just my build sucks. But I'm having a rough
Your build
go.
can make a huge difference if you have if you multi-class two classes that don't like synergize well. You're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a really hard time.
That's what I think I did. Yeah. So
yeah, I did that too. I started out with I played like the warrior class, the champion, I think is what it's called, and like the magic class. Because my idea was like, I could be like a battle mage, or I could enhance like my warrior stuff with magic. No, I was not what happened.
Yeah.
But I should have done for that is get the demolitionist class, the explosion fire class, because then I could enhance my skills with like explosions and fire.
They allow you to respec pretty easily, so like you're not fucked. Like
you can't change your class, right? Like you're stuck with that class. The classes.
I think you might be able to change your class if you remove all of the. I haven't tried to do that, but I think you can if you like remove all of the skills you put into it. You might be able to do that. I haven't tried though.
I've never tried it either. But it's a lot of fun, and you're right. They keep updating it. Like they just recently had an update. I want to say a couple months ago. Yeah. Where they redid the loot and mob spawning to basically make it more like Diablo. So like
not just that, they added a dodge. There's a dodge mechanic now.
There's a dodge mechanic now too. Yeah, and the potions are on cooldowns now.
Yeah, yeah. It's like but and with that they made the game harder. So
yeah,
you die pretty easily if you go into like the wrong areas. So
yeah, which is like really cool with me. Like I'm cool with it. I fucks with it. Still not on console though. Like Grim Dawn still isn't on console, I think.
Really?
Actually, I think it's on Xbox. I'll double check.
I would assume it's on Switch. That seems like a good Grim Switch
Dawn,
game.
It is. I can tell you 110% it's not on Switch. I can tell you Titan Quest is on Switch.
Yeah, I played a little Titan Quest too.
Outdated version. Yeah,
dude, Titan Quest is fucked up because
it is. It's hard as shit.
It's confusing because I'm like, why isn't anything dropping anything? Where are the fucking drops in this game? Only to find out that, well, I don't know if like there's a setting in there that's just set the wrong way, but you can't see the drops. Or you have to hit a button that if you're just standing near wherever the drops may be, you hit the button and it'll like automatically tell you what drops are near you, but you can't see them. So I was like, I would open a chest and I would see stuff fly out, but I couldn't pick anything up. I was like, where are the fucking drops? You have to hit a button and then it shows you a window where the drops are near you.
That's weird.
Like,
okay.
This is fucking stupid.
That's weird. I don't know what that is about. I played it on Switch,
And I can tell you that's not a problem on the Switch version.
Like you can actually see all the drops on the ground and then pick them up individually.
Yeah.
Because this was
it kind of makes it annoying to play because well, actually not entirely. It's the game. So for the compromise for the Switch port is the game auto attacks. So you don't have to the default attack. You don't have to push a button to do it. You just target an enemy.
Vampire Survivors.
A little bit, yeah. But you have to target an enemy. So you still target an enemy, and then the default attack will still be there. But all your special abilities, your abilities on cooldown and stuff, your MP costing abilities, those are hotkeyed to the face button, shoulder button. So you can still do that, which takes a while to get used to. Once you get the hang of it, you're like, okay, this isn't really obnoxious.
Yeah.
But the drops are there. I see the drops as soon as they drop. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I just
what's up with you.
Maybe
it's just a weird boot filter up. Yeah. But no, Titan Quest is good. I'm excited for the sequel.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That Path of Exile.
Yeah, Path of Exile 2 looks good too. Some good shit coming out of the pipeline. But yeah. Not video game related, but I watched a show on Netflix. Everyone should watch it. I'm telling all my friends to watch it. Scavenger's Reign on Netflix is fucking incredible, dude. Go watch it.
Is it? Is it an
anime?
A
sci-fi. It's a sci-fi adult animated series. It's about this cargo ship.
In there?
Huh?
Why'd you insert the word adult in there? I feel like
it's an adult show. There's blood and violence and stuff. It's not a kids animated series at all.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I assumed it would be not a kids thing, but
yeah. That's what I have to specify. If I say a sci-fi animated series, people are like, for kids. No, it's an adult animated series. But I can't say anime. It's not an anime either. Yeah, it's not an anime either. So I can't just say anime. But yeah, it's an adult animated series, and it's incredible. It's about this cargo ship that, through some shenanigans, gets stranded on this alien planet. Okay, no, that's not a spoiler. That's how the show opens up.
Okay, I mean, all I need to know is that it's good.
Yeah, it's good. But here's why it's good, dude. Okay, it's an alien planet, and the alien physiology and biology is so interesting and weird. The show is at the same time fucking horrifying, but also very introspective and beautiful. There are scenes of the wildlife just subsisting and existing off of each other, scored to this beautiful soundtrack that are seriously just give me goosebumps. And there are also just horrifying, body horror creatures that are just so alien and scary and weird. It's wonderful. It's such a weird balance of the beauty and horror of nature, but it's told through this alien planet that has an evolutionary system totally different from ours. There's some shit in here that I'm that kind of looks like stuff that we have here, but it's so weird and off. There's this deer creature. I don't want to spoil it, but there's this deer creature that puffs its chest up like a frog.
Okay, no spoilers.
It's so cool. There's some cool shit in here, dude. And the way the environment works, there's so much going on underneath the surface of this world that is more than just creepy alien creatures. You get an idea. There's a whole ecosystem here that you're not a part of, and it's so cool to watch. Go watch it. It's an HBO Max show, but nobody fucking watched it because HBO Max. And it's getting a second chance here on Netflix, and I'm hoping it gets a second season. Is it seriously that good? Go check it out. It's incredible. It's an incredible series. I'm telling everybody to watch this show.
Yeah, I will watch that. I need something new to watch.
Yeah,
I don't know if I mentioned this, but I watched the first 3 seasons of Demon Slayer, and look, I can recognize that it's a good show and it's good action, but boy, am I just not. Am I just not into it, man? One of my friends was like, "Dude, if you get to the third season and you don't like it, something's wrong with you." And I'm just not. I just don't. I don't. Maybe something's wrong with me because I just don't. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah,
So.
I'm not super into it either. I'm not super hot on it either. Like I could see the appeal of it, but I went into it expecting like Berserk in Japan, and that is not what I'm getting. I am getting like every other like shonen anime with like a little bit more edge to it. Like
Yeah,
that's it.
it's just like super tropey. It's like doing the thing that all these things do, where it's like, oh, that's the bad guy. I have to power up, and they spend a whole season powering up to just fight the one guy, and then it turns out that guy wasn't the guy. There's a stronger guy that we have to fight in the next season, and we're gonna power up for the whole season to fight that guy. And then we're going to fight that guy, and then, oh no, there's another guy who's stronger than that guy, who's the guy that we need to fight. It's like that.
What
but
annoys me with the show
is
the action's great. But what annoys me with it is that the show tries to be more than what it is. Because I don't know if you noticed, at least maybe for the first season, I don't know if they toned it down later, but every fucking demon he kills, like before he chops his head off, they're like, wait, let me tell you my backstory really quick.
Oh yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
Now you want to have some depth.
It tries to like make
now,
you empathize with the demons, and it's like, bro,
you ate a baby, dude. You ate a baby. I don't care that your dad molested you. You ate a baby. Like,
but you can tell where it's going. You can tell where it's going. Where it's like,
yeah,
we're gonna make you empathize with these demons because really, they're not any different than us humans. As a matter of fact, they used to be human. Look at this guy's past life. Look at how he turned into a demon. And I know where it's going. Where it's going to be like, in the future episodes, it's going to be like, oh, we're demon slayers, but what if we can convert them back to their human forms and like restore them and shit like that. And I know that's where this is going. And what I hate about
that's where it's been going with like Netsuko. Is that her name, Netsuko?
Yeah.
That's where it's been going.
You as the viewer realize that's where it's going before it even gets there. So the whole time you're watching it, you're like, okay, they're gonna try to kill her, right? Like this guy doesn't realize, like we realize as the viewer that no, they're gonna fucking kill her because she's a fucking demon and they don't give a fuck. But him is a stupid fucking kid. He's like, oh no, we're gonna cure you and it's fine. I'm gonna be a demon slayer and they're not gonna mind. It's like you're stupid. You're stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you can predict everywhere it's going, and like that's the most frustrating part.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything new. It does nothing new. It does not have an original bone in its body. This show is it solid? Absolutely, it does what it's gonna do super well. But I don't get anything different from this. I wouldn't get from watching any other shonen that's come out in the past like 5 years.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not shitting on it. It's a very solid. 7 out of 10. It's a very solid 7 out of 10. But that is like as far as it's gonna go with me. But yeah, like I try so hard to just like the joke I was making. I'm only half joking, but they do just like at the very last minute. It's like again, my dad molested me. That's why I eat babies now. That's why I'm like Hanzo, the baby eating demon.
Yeah. It's like they do it every time. It's like in like Metal Gear Solid 4. Like every time you kill one of the B&Bs, it's like, oh, you didn't know that she used to be a child slave.
Child soldier, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
You don't know that like some terrorist like guerrilla group like killed her entire village and made her watch.
Yeah.
And they made her laugh all, but that's why she laughs. And it's like, okay, dude, but she's already fucking dead, so I don't care.
Yeah. Like if they do that before, it would be nice if they did that before, like, because now you empathize with them before they're actually like demonized in the way.
Yeah, but they don't do that. Which, by the way, Drebin is a fucking asshole. After you take him out, he could have contacted. We have a wireless comms. He could have told you anytime. Like, hey, Snake, my sources say you're going to take on Laughing Octopus. You should know something about her.
Yeah.
That way
also, it's a very Like I think the rule is like show, don't tell, right? But they just tell. They just tell in that game, and it's not effective at all. Like
Oh yeah.
it's way more effective. You just like show me why I should empathize with this person. Don't just like say words at me and tell me how I should be feeling. Um, yeah. Anyway, um, Nintendo,
Anyway.
Nintendo and the Pokemon Company is suing Pocketpair. Now, what I think is interesting about this is they're not suing over
That's
copyright.
The Power World
Oh
developers,
yeah,
right?
yeah, the Power World. They're suing. They're suing the Power World developers. And yeah, the interesting part is it's not a copyright. It's not a copyright claim or you know what you thought would be like. Oh, they're like infringing on our copyright. This POW looks a lot like this Pokemon, and that's you're infringing on our copyright. It's not that. It's actually
Okay.
patents.
Wait, what?
They're suing over patent infringement, which
What patents is Power World infringing on? Do we know yet?
well, no, we don't know, and that's also the interesting part because Power World came out or Pocket Pair came out and made a response saying, "Hey, yeah, we're getting sued by Nintendo over some patents." And the thing is, they didn't even tell them what patents they're infringing on. So, which is weird as fuck because you would think that in the paperwork you're being served, they would be very clear in telling you, yeah,
So,
we're suing you because you infringe on
It's
this, and
Nintendo,
this.
right?
Yeah,
It's Nintendo, right? Not Game Freak.
it's Nintendo and the Pokemon Company.
Pokemon Company. Okay, so it is a Pokemon related patent. I was thinking that game rips off like Breath of the Wild pretty hard. Maybe there's like some Breath of the Wild stuff in there that like Nintendo's suing for. But no, if it's a Pokemon company,
Could be, but they have
specific
they have another game called Craftopia, which is like their Breath of the Wild ripoff. So they're not getting sued over that. They're specifically saying Power World specifically in this official. This is Nintendo.jp. This is like their official statement, and they are mentioning Power World by name and Pocket Pair.
Weird. Okay.
And I did find a list of patents that are assigned to the Pokemon Company. There's a lot of them, but again, they're not really specific in coming out and saying exactly which one of these they're infringing on. You know, it could be something as simple as like, hey, you throw a ball and it's a sphere shaped thing and it captures creatures, and that's a very specific patent that we own and you can't do it. I don't think this would stop them from selling their game. What it would do is like maybe they just change a few things. So maybe instead of a sphere, you throw a pyramid. You know, it could be something as simple as that.
What's weird is that like I think that would still be a copyright thing. A patent is like you can patent like a mechanic, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a mechanic of like throwing a sphere and capturing a creature. I don't know. Like I'm not huge on copyright law, so I don't know. But a patent, the wording of a patent infringement is very different from a copyright infringement. So
yeah.
there's some like mechanic or something, not an aesthetic, a mechanic that they're like ripping off.
Yeah.
Like when Crazy Taxi came out, like that arrow that points where you're going, that's why games don't do that, because Crazy Taxi and Sega own that patent. So it's not a copyright thing. So there's got to be some other reason for it. We'll see when it comes out, but
I was just going through like
what they're doing with. Yeah,
I was just like brainstorming like a random thing that could be seen as like something that wouldn't, because it whatever it is, it's not going to shut the game down. That's like what I'm more getting at. If anything, it's just going to have them change something. Like whatever it is, they're just going to have to change that mechanic, and then they can keep selling the game. Like I feel like this isn't meant to shut them down, or it's meant to like stop them in some way. Like I think Nintendo has the the money and the means by which to fuck these guys up. Like the
Oh yeah.
Pocketpair just came out recently, and they were like, "Oh, we don't know if we want to go like free to play and do this like monetization thing, or if we go just remain pay to play and then just put out regular updates." Like they were coming out and saying stuff like that, and the back of my mind was like, "You guys sold like millions. You guys made your money. I don't understand how." I don't understand how you're thinking about monetization strategies right now when you seem like you're pretty set right now. Like you guys blew the fuck up. I don't understand how you're contemplating your monetary situation. But if something like this happens and where, Nintendo can sue the fuck out of them, maybe they just keep attacking and attacking and attacking, and these guys don't really have the size of team to really focus on the game as well as this bullshit. And so it could really put them in the spot where they just cannot like keep the business going when they're trying to deal with this. They did put out a statement. Possible. They did put out a statement saying as much, like, where is it? It's unfortunate that we will be forced to allocate significant time to matters unrelated to game development. And that's like the reality. Like they are still I think a relatively small team. So I don't know if they actually do have the resources to focus on the game and also this shit. So I would be interested to see how this all lands, man. Because and also like Sony also like teamed up with them to create the Power World, their own Pokemon company basically, but with Power World. So it's just very interesting stuff.
Right, Sony teamed up with them.
Yeah, remember we did in a previous show. Sony Music, Sony Entertainment, not like Sony, but like a branch, like one of those branches of Sony. Like,
like the entertainment system of Sony, like right, because they wanted to do like a multiple like.
They created their own Pokemon company
like
under
a multi-network system. Yeah.
Yeah. To
and
create.
We were making
Power
jokes
World.
about like a Power World like anime. That might be.
Yeah.
I remember.
So they are like franchising this thing out, and it's just interesting. I will be interested to see where this all lands, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy
shit.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, but I'm interested to see where some of this stuff goes. Because I like Power World. I think it's cool. It needs more meat on the bone, right? But
yeah,
I like the idea of Power World a lot. It's got to do some tweaks to make it really solid, I think. But they got a good framework there, I think, with Power World. So we will see what happens with that. Interesting. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, rated by the ESRB. So that's happening. That's coming.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. The link that used to be here is no longer here.
Oh, shit.
What's up
we
with that?
We do not want to share misinformation. So what is going on with that?
I promise you, this link did work. This link did go to a page that said Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster, and then had a whole description of the content of the game.
Nintendo. Sony hasn't officially announced anything, right?
No, they've not. I think
they probably had the ESRB take it down then.
Yeah, there were rumors that I think next week there's something supposed to be announced next week, maybe during the Tokyo Game Show, because that is happening like next week, I think. Yeah, but this page existed, so people were like, "Oh shit, it's Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster," which, in my opinion, is a stupid thing to do. So,
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's a beautiful game. You can already run it on your PS5 and PC.
So was Last of Us, and it got like 2 remasters.
Yeah, but The Last of Us was a PS triple game. Like that, at least.
Yeah, I got a remaster on PS4 and another one on PS5.
Yeah, but I can understand that because it was a last gen game. Horizon is, it's a PS4 game. It was a PS4 Pro game. Like that was the flagship, like PS4 Pro. Like, oh shit, PS4 Pro's coming out. Here's what Horizon. I think that might have been Forbidden West actually. But Horizon Zero Dawn is a great looking game. It's a beautiful game still.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need a remaster. I would say maybe the animation, like facial animations, maybe, but that's a strat. You don't need a whole game for like that minor thing.
I mean, we'll see what happens with it, man. I mean, Sony probably like made a stink about it, and the ESRB had to like pull their listing. But
yeah.
I'm sure, I believe it happened. I'm not surprised. So we'll see. We will see next week when Sony actually announces it, what they're doing with that.
Yeah.
Up next, Freedom Wars Remastered.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd be getting this, if I'm being honest with you.
So a lot of people are unfamiliar with Freedom Wars, which is unfortunate because it was one of the best games. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best games on Vita exclusive. And it was really cool because it was like a Monster Hunter, but the story was really cool because you were like a prisoner who gets 1,000,000 years to your sentence. And to reduce your sentence, you had to like conduct these like missions, which were like life-threatening missions. Like you could die, or you could reduce your sentence. What are you gonna do?
But not just that, but like the game, like the whole mechanic of the game being this like dystopian like prison society is like built into the game. So like you have to buy everything in this game.
Yeah.
And you barter with like prison time. So you could put yourself into debt too. Like the game will tack stuff onto your sentence if you're breaking these like stupid rules. So like when you start the game up and you like run to go talk to somebody, the game will penalize you. It's like, oh, you ran for like 10 seconds. You're not authorized to do that. We're adding 100 years to your sentence. And you have to like buy the right to like be able to run around for more than like 10 seconds.
Yeah, you have to like unlock mechanics with your sentence.
Yeah, it's a solid game. It was a good looking game on the Vita when it came out. The gimmick is it's a Monster Hunter clone, but it's got this like grappling hook mechanic that works super well, way better than the Spirit Bug grappling hook that Rise did. It's fun. I played it quite a bit on Vita. I can't tell you too much about it because I played it so long ago. Yeah. But I'm happy it's getting remastered. I'll pick it up. I wonder what they're going to do with it. They're going to add like more content or just like scale up the graphics. Like,
I don't think they're going to do anything. I think they're just going to put it out. It's going to be a shitty PC port, but it'll be fine because, I mean, they don't need to do much to this game. Other than like it needs to have online, like everything just needs to work. Yeah. Crossplay preferable. If everything just works, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to add anything. It'll just be fine. If the price is right,
Yeah.
But so it's exciting. This game gets a new lease on life because it is really one of the best Vita games. I'm sure. Really is, I was a huge fan of the Greg Miller. Was a huge proponent of this game. He was one of the reasons why this was even on my radar. So I'm sure he is through the roof with this game because he was a huge advocate when this game came out.
I played it quite a bit. I want to get back into it, but I think when I got it, it was on PlayStation Plus. So I gotta like resubscribe to that if I want to play it again.
Oh.
Yeah, which is a bummer. I'll double check, but I'm like 90% sure I got that game on PS Plus. I don't think I paid for that game. Yes, that's a huge bummer if I want to replay it. I'll just wait till the remaster comes out and just buy that.
Yeah, which is I think January next year.
Yeah.
So.
From what I remember, the game didn't use too many like Vita specific features, so the port should be pretty easy, I think, to do.
Yeah.
So I gotta think like What are some other like PSP? I'm surprised this game's even happening. Like, this is a weird time to be doing it. I'm glad it's happening. Better late than never. But
Yeah, there's not many Vita games where I would be like, oh yeah, it'd be nice. There was a lot of these fucking like Monster Hunter fucking games on Vita.
yeah,
I remember there was the one with the book. It was like a Monster
yeah,
Hunter. It was like a book.
like a
I don't.
mage. Like you're like a dark combat mage thing, and you like use your health to like cast
Yeah,
spells. Yeah, it was like Soul Sacrifice, I think.
Soul Sacrifice. Yeah,
Yeah, that got two versions. That got like Soul Sacrifice and Soul Sacrifice like Delta or something.
yeah.
I think that was made by Konami, if I remember correctly. I'll have to double check, but I'm 90% sure that's Konami joint. I think God Eater was like a Vita game too, right?
Uh, I think it was a PSP. I think it started on
Ooh,
PSP.
wow.
It eventually ended up on Vita, but they've ported that. That's been on PC for a while.
The Vitas had some like very solid games that haven't been re-released anywhere else yet. Well, Gravity Rush got like a port, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else. I like how I said that. I can't come up with anything.
There's not many. It was like
Yeah, there's not
Persona.
many. Yeah, Persona 4 Golden, but that got a remaster
Yeah.
or a re-release, a port.
And then there was that Uncharted game on there. It wasn't great.
Oh yeah, it wasn't great. Yeah,
There was a Killzone game on there.
yeah. The Killzone one was pretty solid. Like,
Yeah. I know there was a Borderlands game. I don't remember if that was like an original thing or if
it
that
was
just
a port
like
of Borderlands 2.
uh
Yeah. But I can only do like 2-player co-op, which is fucking weird.
oh wow.
Yeah, it's like a very watered down port. I don't even know why it exists, if I'm being honest. I'm trying to think of like the Vita exclusive games. Oh, why'd you do that, kid? Just like threw his toy. I'm trying to think of like the Vita exclusive games. I can't think of too many that like haven't that I care enough about to get remastered, honestly.
Yeah.
There was that Sackboy Adventure game. Or was it Sackboy Adventure? Or was it another? No, that
Tearaway?
crafting. Yeah, Tearaway. But I think that got like a port on PS4.
I don't think it was a direct port. I think it was like a new game set in that universe that had PS4 centric features, I think. There was stuff on the Vita that you couldn't replicate on the that thing was using every Vita feature. Like I think it even used a camera at some point.
I am like looking at like a list of like the best Vita games, and they're all like, look at this fucking list: Persona 4 Golden, Velocity 2X, Splunky, Rayman Origins, Little Big Planet Vita. These are all games that have been released on other consoles.
Yeah.
They just have a Vita port. God, Hotline Miami, Rogue Legacy.
Hell
Jesus. Jesus. There's not one like actual original Vita game on here.
Yeah. I mean, that's
the Zero Escape games, but those got ported, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's why seeing Freedom Wars pop up is so cool because it was like one of the truly exclusive
Like Vita
Vita
original,
games.
yeah.
One of the few.
Aha. Do you hear this kid? Just like, aha. Yeah. But yeah, no, Freedom Wars is cool. I can't think of like too many like original Vita games though. Like Freedom Wars and like Gravity Rush. Hold on, I gotta see what this kid needs.
Yeah, I'm looking at a list of Vita exclusive games. There is a few, but again, I think like a lot of them are not worth revisiting. Yeah. There's
Yeah, I'm not seeing any. Every single like Vita game, every single list of like the best Vita games ever are all like games that have done other stuff, like Minecraft Vita Edition. A Wipeout. I think there's a Wipeout game on Vita, right?
oh, there must be. Yeah,
Yeah.
2048. Um okay.
Yeah.
Game releases.
Game releases. Game
Um
releases. Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars is releasing on this Thursday, today, September 19th. Hold on, I need to take over for a second. No, what? What am I doing?
Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, PC, PS5, Series X. People were now see, would you consider this a remaster or a remake? Because I would consider this a remake.
Yeah, me too. It remakes the
Okay.
game completely. Yeah,
But they call it a remaster.
they call it a deluxe remaster,
Okay.
and I think they do that because like they're gonna have like the DRDR like abbreviation.
Oh, sure.
I think that's why they did it. Yeah,
Doctor.
it's a stupid name. It's a stupid name. It's a dumb name, but I think that's why they did it.
Yeah, because they recast the Frank. They did not bring back the original voice actor, and people were all upset about that.
Yeah, they completely redid the voices for everybody, I think.
Oh, really?
I think. I'll double check. But I don't think anyone has an original voice.
Reviews seem generally positive. They fixed the AI. Interesting.
Yeah,
I never played this one.
It's a good game. It's a good game. It's a fun game. I have very fond memories of vanilla Dead Rising, but it is very much a product of its time. It was doing a lot of ambitious things, not all of them super well. And seriously, like all the issues with Dead Rising literally get fixed with the sequel. So it makes it really hard to go back and replay it. Yeah, so I could definitely see like better AI being like a huge improvement. They also changed some of the character details too. Like a lot of people are pissed off about it because they're like, "Oh, it's a woke ass game." They changed a lot of the. They took out the erotica genre in the game. So you're a photographer, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah, when you take pictures and stuff, it assigns a genre to it. So really violent, footage is like brutal. Very scary stuff is like horror, and then like really heartwarming stuff is like drama. It's like survivors hugging is like drama. Zombies eating someone is like brutality. A bunch of zombies standing around is like horror. Or like a creepy psycho, like looking all creepy is like horror. And there's like erotica, which is like panty shots and like down shirt shots.
Yeah.
And they took that out of the game, which I don't care. Like I didn't do a lot of erotica shots in the game anyway. But people are like pissed off about it. They're like, "What the fuck? This game's going woke, some woke ass, pussy ass DEI game, whatever." But like that's literally the only thing they did. If you look at like the character models, like Jessie, it's still all caked up. So she's still wearing her like tight skirt and tight shirt. So I don't know what the deal is. Like they probably took it out because erotica never really served any like service to the game itself.
Yeah.
They also changed some of the character models. There's the butcher character was some sort of like East Asian. Now they made him some old white guy. Probably like not offend people. The war veteran character is like very specifically like a Vietnam vet, and he mentions his time in Vietnam. And they took all that out. He's still like a war veteran, but he doesn't like describe what war he's coming from. So like all the mentions of like Vietnam and stuff are like gone. There's just like some descriptless like war veteran, which I think was a silly choice to make. I don't know why they took that out. I can't justify that, but stuff like that, people are like pissed off about it. They're censoring the game, but it's very minor stuff that they're changing, and it doesn't really make a huge difference.
It's like fucking weird,
But,
man. The people who react to this bullshit. Like Lollipop Chainsaw just came out, and
yeah,
that game has an option. It has an option that like removes some of the more questionable shit. It's an
yeah,
option in the game, and just for having the option there, it's not even a default option. It's an option you have to like select, like
yeah.
purposefully.
And
People
people are
are
pissed
upset
off about
that.
it. Yeah.
Like, you guys are fucking insane. It has all the original content. It just has an option that reduces it a little bit.
Which is weird because people don't complain when like they make fundamental changes to the core game. Like when Doom 3 got re-released and they put like a flashlight on all your guns, like that completely broke the balance of the game because the game was built around like the flashlight being a separate piece of equipment, but nobody complained about that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But like here we're gonna give not even take out, it's give you the option to like take out some questionable content that doesn't really change like the gameplay itself. People are like, oh fuck this game, they ruined it. Fucking go woke, go broke. Blah, 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 blah. But whatever. I will pick up Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster eventually because I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I love that game. It's hard to go back to. It's really fucking hard to go back.
It's $50.
I'll wait till it's like down to 30 or something. But I will wait for it. It looks good. It looks like a lot of fun. And Sphere Hunter did like a hands-on like preview for it before the game came out. She didn't review the full game, just like the section of game she was able to play. And she touched a little bit on some of the content being removed, and she was like as confused as I was with all the vitriol. Like, especially since, like I said, like they kind of it's weird what they pick and choose to take out. Like, because again, like erotica's gone, but look at like Jessie, like the Jessie character.
Yeah.
Like she's still like they still like they made her just as attractive, and they kept everything the same for her. Like they didn't change anything on her. Like she's still the same character. Like I said, like I made a joke that she's still all caked up, but like that's exactly what it is. Like she still appeals like that male gaze, right? Like same with Isabella. Like she still appeals to the male gaze. Like they didn't change anything on her. And
yeah, maybe they just didn't think the erotica shit just contributed anyway.
it didn't. It didn't. I played that game to death, dude, and it affected 2 missions. There's like one mission where this girl is like, hey, we could die at any minute. I want you to like take pictures of me and immortalize me. So if we don't make it, people know like who I was. And like, okay, would you have an idea in mind? She's like, oh, sexy shots. And like, okay. Like that's one mission. There's another one where you meet this photographer character and he wants to see like one shot from each genre, if I remember correctly. That's over like X amount of points. No, hold on. No, I remember the mission now. He tells you to like brush up on your photography skills and come back with like some good shots for him. And he'll tell you like when you go to turn it in, he's like, hey, I want like your best erotica shot. And it's like, motherfucker, I haven't been focusing on erotica this entire game. Like, why are you asking me for that? You fucking weirdo. And it's a high limit. So I think he wants like a 2,000 like point like erotica shot, like something like not insignificant. And in fact, that mission with that girl who wants to take pictures of her, you need to do that first, so you have like a good shot to show him. So yeah, it doesn't really take a lot out of the game, really. Yeah, it's weird to like that people pick and choose like to be mad at this, but the game still looks cool. I'm gonna check it out. I watched a lot of the developer commentary on it, and they worked really hard to like preserve a lot of the original game. Like they worked really hard to like keep some of the animations the same, even though they have all this cool motion capture tech now. They were like, oh no, we want these weird like janky like these weird, like, bizarre animations still from the original game because it's got so much character to it. I'm like, okay, I'm into that. So we'll see now that it's out, see what the reviews say about it. But I'm into it, man. I will pick it up eventually. I really, really will. Intoria, the last song, is releasing on PC and PS5. Ink on Switch. God of War Ragnarok dropping today on PC.
Yeah.
Forgot that was happening. Yeah, I forgot that was happening. Moonless Moon is dropping today on Switch. September 20th, El Paso Elsewhere is dropping on PS5. Awesome. You guys getting some good ass game here. I still haven't played it yet. I got to pick up Paso Elsewhere. I really want to play that. Frostpunk 2 is dropping on PC. Home Safety Hotline. I thought I said Hotline Miami for a second. It's dropping on everything: Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. And Karate Kid Street Rumble is dropping on PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. Have you watched fucking Cobra Kai?
No.
It is fucking wild, dude. Like, the first season. So Karate Kid Street Rumble is like a retelling, I think, of the Karate Kid movies with like a 2D beat 'em up, which is like fine, whatever. But Cobra Kai, like the sequel series to those movies, starts out kind of normal and it gets so fucking weird, dude. It's like wild, like how weird this show gets. Like, it starts out with, like, this dude trying to bring back his old karate dojo. And the season ends with a kid almost killing another kid by kicking him off a fucking second-story balcony.
Jesus.
Like, that's in that first season. The last season they did ended with a bunch of, like, middle-aged dudes in a life-or-death sword fight. One dude fucking gets cut. Like, it's wild, dude. It's wild, dude. It's fucking wild. The fucking direction the show takes. Like, this show, fist fights break out in places fist fights should not be happening. If they happen there, people would be getting fucking arrested. Nobody gets fucking charged for anything in this show. Except for that one kid that almost killed another kid. And, like, that's it. But kids will be at, like, a fucking arcade and start a full-on, like, street fight. And then, like, nobody gets charged. It's fucking crazy. The show is so fucking weird, but it's fun. Like, the fight scenes are legit pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but you have to suspend some disbelief there to watch it. Where was I with this? Yeah, Karate Kid Street Rumble. It's gonna be out tomorrow and everything.
Like,
it does look cool. Yeah, it does look cool. It looks better than, like, the other, like, Karate Kid, Cobra Kai games they've been releasing the past couple of years.
Yeah.
I feel like after season 1, they've done a new one, like, every season, and they've all been terrible. September 23rd, we got Zoocosis dropping. This game looked weird. Have you heard about this game?
No.
You're, like, this night manager for, like, some zoo, but the animals are all fucked up. Or, like, maybe there's, like, one fucked up animal that's infecting the other animals. They make them these weird, like, fucked up abomination thing creatures.
Oh, I think I did see this. Was this on? This was on some, like, they showed this at one of those events. Probably.
It's gotten, like, a bit of attention online, so. What's wrong, bud? No what? Hold on.
Yeah, they showed this at one of those events. I want to say it was like a Devolver event or something. And yeah, I don't know what the game is here. I think that's the thing, because what they show is it looks pretty cool, but I'm not sure what the game is. Maybe it's like a Five Nights at Freddy's type thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the game is either. No. What's wrong, bud? No what? No. Hold on. You'll have to take over for a little bit.
All right. Yeah. This game, it is in my wish list already. So I must have seen this at some point. So, but I don't know. Looks cool. I would like to know more about this. I guess it's coming out in 10 days, so we'll know everything we need to know soon enough.
I'm back.
Right.
Well, it's coming out in 10 days, Ducosis?
Yeah.
Coming out in like 3 days. 4 days. Today's the 19th.
Steam says September 30.
Oh. Okay, so we fucked up then.
Did I fuck up? I think
Yeah, the doc it says September 23rd.
the Wikipedia fucked up.
Fuck you. Yeah, September 24th, Tuesday, we got Ara History Untold, Bloomtown A Different Story, and the Epic Mickey Rebrush. I forgot that was happening, that Epic Mickey remaster.
Yeah.
Rebrush, remake, I don't care. Remake.
I've never played Epic Mickey.
I never played it either.
I don't even know what platform it was on. Is this a PS360 game?
The original Epic Mickey came out on Wii.
Oh, okay.
Its sequel came out on Wii U, PS3, and 360.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see how it's a Wii game now. Yeah. Did people like this game?
The reviews are pretty positive.
Okay.
It was it got a lot of attention because it was made by the Deus Ex guys when it came out.
Oh.
Like, it was a huge part of the marketing. It was like, oh, it was supposed to be this like epic Mickey immersive sim with a morality system, but it was very half baked. Morality system they ended up doing.
Will you murder Goofy or will you spare his life? It will have consequences.
Basically. So the story is that like the world is like corrupted, and there's all these like animatronics running that look like Goofy and Donald and stuff. And it's very light what they do with it now, because you can just choose to like erase things or like repaint things, which like comes out of the animatronics, right? And the original idea was like, oh, you can repair these animatronics and make them like people and teach them the right from wrong, or you can just like wipe them out. And if you do that, it'll like completely change like how the world is perceived. Like the world gets like really corrupted, and the creatures get more violent. Like they have this whole design doc that's super fascinating. All the shit they want to take with it. And I don't know if like Disney just didn't give them the okay for it, or the budget didn't allow it, but they couldn't do like anything that they wanted to do originally.
Man.
Yeah, which is crazy because like the game still has like some bite to it, you know? It still got some like that edge, but it could have been like so much edgier if they had like got the original design stuff. It's like super interesting.
Okay.
I think like I'll try to find the YouTuber that did the video on it. I think it was Charlatan Wonder, who does a lot of like immersive sim stuff. I think he was the one who had the original video on it, but I'll find it.
Yeah, it's a $60 game.
Yeah,
there's a demo.
Yeah, I don't know what about that game is $60. If I'm being totally honest with you. Granted, I didn't look too much into it. I can't imagine they changed a lot. Hold on, I gotta change this kid's diaper and he won't let me do it. Give me a minute.
I mean, we're done anyway. We're done. And,
okay, cool. You want to do the outro?
Yeah. Okay, here's the outro. If there's one thing you know about this show is that we're very good at transitioning seamlessly. And here's the outro now. And that's going to do it for video games here at Gameoverse Podcast Gameoverse. You can go to gameoverse.com, gameoverse.com/Twitch, gameoverse.com/YouTube, gameoverse.com/Discord. All are welcome. All are welcome. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs down. If you're feeling that way, leave a comment if your feelings are more complicated than a thumb. And hop in the Discord if you really got something to say, because you can say it to our faces there. All right, I'm gonna be playing Ring Fit. I'm gonna be playing Ring Fit Adventure tonight and every night for at least the next week, and we will see how well that works. And then we'll maybe get into Devil May Cry for the PlayStation the 2nd.
Yeah, everybody, thank you so much for coming to listen. Be cool. Be safe. Vaccinated each other. And we'll see you all next.